All right, welcome back to Radio Respawn. All my little chickadees, your favorite midnight snack has arrived. It's like room service, bitches. Let's do this. Let's introduce our panel right now.
Hey. See that?
Yeah, that was
movie radio magic. Just like that. All right, introduce yourselves. We got a lot to go through, so let's do this. Welcome to the show, all you AM radio listening night owls out there, probably driving in your truck. I should hold on.
We have a lot of trucking.
Probably driving around in your truck, hauling a load of pork bellies west to Cali for Super Bowl season. Woo!
I don't know. It just felt like, there's the show here on Team Respawn where we just shoot the shizzle.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Sark. Let's start down there.
I'm Shore Wars, and despite what my shirt says, I work for Machinima Respawn.
I'm Chris Lockey, a.k.a. Duke of Hurl.
And I'm APL.
Why were you looking at all the radio listeners like that?
Hey, listen, I'm just...
Weird.
I don't know who you're looking at.
Staring right into their ears.
Yeah.
Okay, so their ears. Video game. This is a big week for. I don't know. Is there?
You can say big week.
Yeah,
this is not a big week, actually. No, in terms of releases.
I don't know. Okay,
no.
Revolution
it's an exciting.
I'm
It's
pretty
an
sure
exciting
the only
week in
notable
gaming.
release is some kind of Fist of the North Star, Kin's Rage 2,
that's true.
blah 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 blah.
No. Wait, hold on. There was the Black Ops 2 Revolution DLC.
DLC. Yeah.
And the Crisis 3
Beta. Multiplayer
beta.
Yeah.
What do you do? What's going on over there, Short?
I'm not on board with Revolution, man.
Boy.
Oh, here we go.
This is how.
Come
it
to
starts.
Papa. I want to hear this.
Okay, well, I don't even know. Well, Black Ops 2 DLC Revolution, I'll outline it real quick, and then shots fired,
Sure.
buddy. There's 4 multiplayer maps. What are they? Alpine. I have them here. Alpine, Downhill, Grind, Mirage, and Hydro. Hydro's that dam.
Yeah.
Damn. And then there's, I think it's Die Rise.
Yeah.
The zombie map.
Rise.
And the Peacekeeper. The SMG assault rifle sort of hybrid. Yeah.
Super excited.
So that was the DLC. It's the first time they've thrown a gun out there.
That's
four multiplayer maps, is
Which
a
I got
hefty
for
chunk.
free, by the way. I'll just
Yeah?
point that out.
How?
I didn't buy the DLC.
Okay.
I killed somebody in the game who had the DLC. They had the Peacekeeper on them. I picked up the Peacekeeper, and I got to use it.
So you don't have a loadout that features the Peacekeeper with your personal
That is
attachments
true.
on it?
I do not have the Peacekeeper, but I like
Alright.
picking it up off of dead
It's
bodies.
kind of like window shopping. You were just like, hey, I'm going to try this out. I may buy
I
it.
don't
You're
know
into
if that
sloppy
counts
seconds,
as
that's
getting
cool.
it.
Yeah, I don't
Sure.
think that
Listen,
counts as
I
getting it.
got it for
Locky
free.
and Blue and a couple other guys were trying to peer pressure me last night into getting the DLC.
Oh, here we go.
So we
I'm
jumped.
the
we
guy
all,
with the big red triangle
listen,
next
the
to my
Hollywood
name.
Angels are all in session. Not all of us, but we're all lined up, and there's only one little red triangle on the
boy.
list, right? And it's
Yep.
Shore Wars.
Oh, okay.
I don't give in to peer pressure, man.
I like that he's like, I'm not going to buy this stupid DLC. And then he
Pick up
kills
the gun.
someone with a Peacekeeper, shoots it, and he's like, what?
I played it.
Yeah, what's the big deal with this shit? Okay, anyway. You had something to say right out of the gate.
Well, I mean-
You're not into it. Why?
All right, look, I appreciate the maps.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting energy into giving us new maps. I think
Okay.
that's cool.
You're welcome.
I have appreciation for all the zombies players. I'm sure they're excited.
I'm going to be Treyarch here.
In fact,
Yeah,
I know
cool,
they're
man.
excited.
No problem.
We just had
love you guys.
Talixion. We had Talixion out for the live stream.
Yes,
he was awesome.
Nicest
So
dude
I'm
ever.
excited for that, and I think it's cool that they're adding weapons.
I don't.
What I'm not cool with,
I'm Treyarch.
Yeah,
right
he's
now
Treyarch.
for it, yeah.
okay,
now.
what I'm not cool with, Treyarch, is 1,200 Microsoft points.
Yeah.
Really?
15 bones.
$15
Times 4.
and you're gonna do this 3 more times? Like,
we
60
we
bucks.
here at Treyarch,
I already
we
paid
all
$60
drive
for your game.
That's 2 games.
Lamborghini
games.
Countachs.
I just heard that. Wait,
run
I just
on
heard that the
diesel.
house in L.A. with the Devo hat in the fucking courtyard is Vondahar's house. Is that true? Somebody said that was Vondahar's house.
I don't think it's actually Vondahar's house, but it is a real house. You can find it on Google Maps.
If it is Von's house, I say we crash that motherfucker.
What the fuck just happened to this conversation?
I don't know.
Devo? Did you just say? I feel like I lost consciousness for a second. Like, I feel like I'm at home in bed dreaming about recording radio tomorrow. And
Devo.
okay, 1,200 Microsoft.
What I'm
points.
saying
That's
is I'm not
$15.
interested in paying $75 for Black Ops 2 right now.
Right.
Okay? I've already paid $60 for Black Ops 2. And I've heard rumors that there's a free-to-play Call of Duty in China. Why can't we just get that shit over here now?
WWCD, man. What would China do?
That's right.
Anyways, I'm just saying it's a little expensive, that's all.
$1,200. That's your beef.
I think the content's cool, and I think it's great that they're supporting the game and patching it and all this good stuff, but it's just, that's expensive, man.
Let me play devil's advocate real quick. What would be a fair price for 4 maps?
$10 was what we were paying before.
No, you know what's a fair price? Free. Free's a fair
All
price.
right, I'll go for free. I'll start there.
God.
I don't know. I can't expect dudes to show up to work every day and make those fucking things and not make any money off of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
I think the real problem here, Shore Wars, is that you're poor.
Yeah, that's a problem we all face.
I didn't get it.
But sort of seriously, they were like 800 Microsoft points or $10 for these, and everyone was like, "Yay! Oh, they're fucking expensive, but yay!" And then one year they were like
15.
1,200 Microsoft points,
Exactly.
and everyone was like, "Yay! Yay!" And they all stampede.
My problem is, in about 35 days, it's going to be like double XP weekend, only 600 points for the new Revolution.
That's
I
not
think-
true. That's
I
not
think-
true.
like,
It's
what
going
the
to be
Hey
at least
man,
a half
I
a
think
year.
the people vote with their
Listen,
wallet. I think
they
fair has been dictated that people value it at $15. I don't necessarily disagree with you. But
I'm voting with my watch. I got plenty of time. All right.
Okay, all
Give me
right.
that 600 point,
You're going to wait
price
until
discount.
it goes down.
I'll pick it up.
I have to be in this. Yes.
Tape. Oh, wow.
Tabe in the studio.
pop in here,
Tabe's
pop
in the
in here.
studio.
What are you talking about?
You got to speak into a mic. There you go.
You smell good.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
It's Anthony, actually.
got off a plane.
No, I haven't showered today. So
Welcome
that's what
to
you're
our
asking.
radio
Yeah.
station.
Listeners, if you don't know what
Oh,
just
yeah.
happened,
This
can't
is
see.
Tabe, known for,
Yeah, tape say hi.
I'm going to say known
Hi.
for quick scoping people with a Barrett. That's going to be,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
and
pretty
also,
good. Pretty good.
Also, my one-hit wonder to the face.
Oh, yeah.
You
To the
remember
face.
my song?
That's still my jam. I still
Yeah.
listen to that. I have like 50 plays on that video. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like half.
I'm half the views, tapes
Yeah.
on that.
All right. We gotta continue this. Tabe, you piece the fuck out of here. All right. You can't hear what we're saying with these. Without
Oh
your
yeah, listen, my producers.
Live on
swing.
the radio, bro.
Oh, really?
We're on the air right now.
live. Yeah.
God damn it! I'm
Can't
always
hear
so
anything
No.
unless you have the headphones on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh boy, Tabe. Always,
Good old Tabe.
always a joy. He's actually in
He's a
town
treat. He's a
because Treyarch was showing off the
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
No, not Resurrection.
So where were we? Hold on.
Revolution.
Shit was just getting real.
It
here.
was getting real. This is a fight. There's no point in fighting this fight. Like you said, people vote with their wallets. People will pay $15 for the stuff. But I come from the wonderful land of PC gaming. And in PC gaming, if we want a map, we make it.
There you go.
Hey, go to remember File Planet and get in all those, and you go, hey, what kind of maps are people making? Oh, look, I can download that for free. That just grinds my fucking gears that we are paying. I mean, I appreciate it. I gave you $60 for the game. Any additional content after that should be free. It's a fucking principle. When did we become such fucking pussies where they're just shoving their dicks in our mouth over and over again?
We've had
and we're
to-
not only liking it. We are like, oh yeah, more.
Fisher, we have been paying for just the privilege to play online on
You're right.
Xbox and
You're
stuff
right.
since day one.
You're right.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
I would agree with you
You're
if what you got for $60 had decreased. But we're getting the same $60 game essentially
Right,
that
pretty
we've
much.
gotten.
Yeah, every year.
So I
Pretty
don't
much.
mind paying for a little extra content.
I'm sorry.
Well,
It just
and they
I
jumped
do
this
it.
price up 2 years ago, so there has been time to adjust to it a little bit, and
I wish no one had bought the 1200. We could
that
go
never
on
would
and
have
on and
happened
on.
because
This is a long-
It's like
Yeah.
it's not really voting with your wallet because it's the thing. It's the game to play. It's the number one game
They
in
have
the
us-
world.
they
How
have
are you
you by-
not going to
Hey,
buy
listen,
it? I mean,
they have
it's
you
like,
by the balls.
Oh well,
All
the
right,
problem.
we're moving on. I think we all are pretty clear on where we stand.
I'll cap it there.
It is.
Yeah,
I will agree. You're right that it's two. I will just say one final thing. It is two different. The PC and the console crowd are different. Obviously, like you said, from the get-go, you were paying for Xbox Live off the bat. So that's kind of already, you're a different consumer, I would say, overall, than the average PC person.
Yep.
Because you don't, you pay for internet, but anyway.
We don't need to get into that.
We don't have to get into that debate.
The XBL Gold debate. We'll do
Wow.
that. That's another time.
Sure,
All right.
sure.
Crisis 3.
Tasty.
Yeah.
So good.
Very interesting.
So good.
Yay. Positive feeling.
Yeah.
Very positive.
I do have an issue. With
Here
Crisis.
we, are you going to drag us down? Sure.
Listen.
Come on.
All right.
All right, the multiplayer demo is awesome.
It's
It's
a beta right now. There will be a
The
separate
beta's,
demo.
the beta's awesome. The audio,
I'm being brought down so
lighting,
hard.
The gameplay, everything's awesome. I thought it was great. I really liked it a lot.
Yep.
I have an issue with the main character in the single-player campaign of Crisis, right?
In general, just
Who, by the way, his name is Prophet.
okay.
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 Prophet's not
That's-
the original main character.
Okay. See, I don't know any of that shit,
Okay.
dude.
All right.
Did
Okay.
you play Crisis 2?
I did, and I played Crisis. Well, I played Crisis 1, and I played some of Crisis 2. I didn't play all the way through it,
Well,
but
I love Chris Lockey's like,
What-
well.
my only issue is that I don't think EA and or Crytek has done the best job of explaining who their hero is and what the fuck his problem is.
well, Shore Wars, I'd argue that the hero, who he was before, becomes secondary to this sort of hybrid man, machine, nanosuit wearing son of a bitch
Right.
he becomes, you know?
He's a badass.
That's why, I mean, in a way, that's why his name is Prophet. He has to sort of like cast aside his old life to become this new oracle of this future war-torn,
Like RoboCop.
technology-fused world, you know?
Okay.
Kind of like RoboCop.
I could buy into that.
Now, that's all in there. It's in there. But I do see where you're coming from. There is a little bit of Bungie Halo-itis here,
Yeah.
where about 3/4 of the way through, if you're playing it in one sitting, about 3/4 of the way through Crisis 2, you're like, you've forgotten what
Super
the fuck you're
confused.
doing. You're just like, it sure is fun to disappear and then jump on people.
I guess it's a philosophical thing. I think I think this is the motivation behind Halo and Bungie, and I think it's the same way in Crisis. They want you to immerse yourself in the experience. They want
face
you to
this
feel
hero.
like Prophet,
Right.
or they want you to feel like Chief. So constantly cutting
It's
away
interesting.
cutscenes.
It's interesting
The
is
problem
all-
is,
all
yeah,
I'm saying is
between
it's
the
interesting.
gameplays, these really confusing, at that point, if you're not following, these really confusing sequences where you're like, you just start skipping through it. Or you don't, and you watch it because it's pretty CG.
Well, by comparison, Black Ops, you know exactly which character you're playing as. You know what his role is. You know what his backstory is. Blah blah blah.
But I also got to
Same
listen
thing
to
with, like,
Sam
Assassin's
Worthington's
Creed.
VO the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
You know, like it's me.
So let's talk, franchise beefs aside,
Okay.
let's talk about the
demo.
the beta / demo that's out right now.
Classy.
What do you
Very
guys
similar
think?
to the last one.
I feel like Crisis 2 super refined though in a lot of ways.
I
And
fucking
some new
love it.
ideas. It's so good, man. It's so fun.
I like the highlight reel that happens
Yeah.
at
Yep.
the end. That's nice.
a cool
Although
idea.
the last one I watched did not quite capture the highlights I had in mind, but it was cool.
There's a lot of cool things. The countdown when it's about to start a new match, and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's getting louder and louder and louder with like each countdown.
the audio in that game is
yeah,
fantastic.
the audio is
man.
amazing.
Yep.
Everything punches.
That was a Crisis 2 holdover that they've,
I like that.
To me, this is what I was describing it to before you played it. To me, one of the things about Call of Duty, obviously, the reason it's so successful is that engine and the way it feels when you're snapping into target and all that kind of stuff. For me, the speed and the smoothness of Crisis, and I'm playing on PC. We're both playing on PC at this point. I don't know. Are you guys playing on PC?
I played it on PC.
Are you
yeah.
playing on console?
I'm gonna go tri-platform on this one.
Tri-platform?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why not?
That same feel to me is in the Cry 3 engine. It's very similar.
they have a good
it
control.
Feels super satisfying.
Now you showed me a little trickaroo. If you're playing on
yeah.
PC at least and you haven't done this yet, there's an executable that somebody whipped up within about 15 minutes
Of the demo coming out,
lets
yeah.
you skip the long cutscene in the beginning and also
Removes mouse smoothing, I
Yeah.
believe, and it changes your FOV to be a little better. So, yeah. But yeah, man,
like
Crisis.
this.
Isn't that
The-
cheating though?
the
Does that,
beta
does
got-
that get into the realm of cheating when you change
FOV?
the field of view? I mean,
No, not at
I
all.
don't think so. You'll be able to change it when
Anyone
the game's
can
out.
change-
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure.
I don't know if
right,
you guys.
Crisis?
I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
played
the
Hunter, the
Crytek?
Hunter mode,
Yeah.
which is kind of like a last man standing situation. But
It's the hit.
the bow and arrow is like very satisfying. It's
Awesome.
pretty freaking
that
awesome.
funk when the arrow hits.
Yeah.
like, dunk.
And also like the little replay that you get.
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a
Kill cam.
cutscene in the beginning.
Yeah.
2 cutscenes if
Yeah.
you're the hunt. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It's great, man.
Seth
It's the
Wepner-
best
it
demo
looks
I've
so
played
good.
in-
I'm so
in
excited
years.
for this game. The maps just are
map.
absolutely insane. If you are able, I can't recommend jacking up those PC specs and just going with it.
So good.
I can't really imagine having played now on the PC for a bit, dropping to 30 frames. It would be really tough. You're so fast.
It'd be rough. I played Crysis 2 on Xbox a little bit, and the whole time I was like, I should be playing this on PC.
I tweeted out earlier this week that I can't wait for somebody to get godlike with the snipe, so I can see some montages. I tried it, man. Holy shit, that opening sniper is like a spitball gun, and everyone's running around like they're the Flash.
fast.
I was like, "Oh, this is fucking hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
What did you guys think about the invis? Because I noticed, like, it's still, you're still pretty much invisible, but like I feel like this time around, it's easier to point out like silhouettes and like to find guys who are in invis.
The maximum stealth.
Yeah.
It's map based, I think, a lot because they sort of drew from a real world approach, modeled it after the Predator a little bit, and you can.
Real
yeah,
world.
you can see that shimmer, but if it's a bright map and they're standing out in the bright sunlight, they're gonna disappear a lot more than they are if there's a lot of high contrast lighting or it's like in a weird little nook.
That's
or
true.
cranny.
The Predator is real, by the way.
That's
so
real world.
Like, wipe the bullshit sarcasm out of your voice.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't real. It was a reenactment of actual events in Central America.
Got it.
So
And
shut the
downtown
fuck
LA.
up about
Sorry.
Predator right now,
Sorry.
APO.
Oh, were you, was I moving too fast for you?
No, yeah, you lost me there for a
Real
second.
world and Predator
Yeah.
too
You
close to
lost
each
me.
other. I'm sorry.
All right, so Crysis 3, we highly recommend.
Yep.
Highly.
Go,
It's awesome.
go check it out.
Download of the week.
All right, so before we wrap this thing up, as usual, let's talk about what we've all been playing. I mean, obviously, Crysis. I think we all.
Yep.
Sure, you
Black
want
Ops.
to start?
I just dipped into The Walking Dead, which is awesome.
Nice.
Been playing some of the XBL stuff, Fez,
yeah.
which is really cool. And then I started Assassin's Creed 3.
What brought on the XBL sort of the downloadable adventures?
Actually, I saw that movie, the indie. It's called the Indie Movie.
oh yeah,
Indie game, the movie.
Indie
Yeah.
Game, the movie. That's
Yep.
what it is. And I felt like I had to buy Fez after I watched that movie. I was
yeah,
like,
because
"Jesus."
you're hoping he hasn't committed suicide by the time
Yeah.
you do Netflix.
I just assumed he had. Did it come out?
The game's out. I don't know if
game's
he's
out,
still
yeah.
alive.
Oh, okay.
We'll have.
I have mixed
our
feelings about
producers check
that
and
gentleman.
see. Yeah.
Brilliant, but tortured / annoying in that film.
Oh
But
boy, like so
anyway.
many famous artists.
Yep,
Lockie,
yep,
what about
yep.
you?
I've been playing, some Black Ops. Got the Demon Souls server content when that was all white a few weeks
yeah.
ago.
Man, you and Demon Souls, you guys are like peas in a pod.
I like to be tortured. What can I say?
Man,
Which
your
sort- I mean,
bedroom must be.
You went back to Demon Souls
Yeah.
or Dark Souls?
Demon Souls.
You went all
There's
the
a
way
whole-
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was it came to PSN for the low price of $20.
Got it.
So
Okay.
to commemorate the event, and they shifted the servers all white world tendency. That's I'm not gonna bother trying to explain that to anybody
don't.
right now. It's
Also,
very-
I don't care.
But I've been sort of playing a lot of older stuff too. They've got me on the show All Your History now. That's my new show. So this last week we were doing Retro City Rampage with Brian Provinciano.
I saw you catching like mad heat post show transfer.
You could call it heat. I would sort of put it on par with a nuclear face melting.
yeah.
It's really been the
Yeah.
most vicious line of criticism I've ever received.
Yeah, I mean, All Your
on the
History, if you
YouTube
haven't
space.
checked it out, it's one of my favorite shows here at Machinima. It still is, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
But it is like, it's like our sort of History Channel show.
Yeah.
Behind
where
the developers,
Yeah,
if you will.
yeah, exactly. And
yeah, it's
we
been
talk
around
about
for a few years.
franchises, history of Final Fantasy or whatever,
Yeah.
and it switched producers actually just recently, and the old voiceover guy is actually moving on to greener pastures.
Yeah.
Rob Talbert, may he rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
He'll be missed.
He's not dead.
But yeah, so I mean, and everybody knows we already had some of these conversations about the changes that happened before
Mm-hmm.
the holidays around here at Machinima, and this was kind of part of those changes. And
Now it's a one-man show.
now, for the first time since I've been working here 3 years ago, whenever that was, All Your History is a one-man show. I mean, when I started working here, doing footage and stuff, I was sort of helping those guys out with some of the archival stuff.
Yeah.
But people don't really realize that it was at least a 2 to 4 man gig for the longest time.
Do
there.
you
To turn that show, let me just say, to turn that show around in a week is insanity. Like the amount of research that has to go into that, the interviews, people they don't. So regardless of like criticism, it's like people just don't realize how much work goes into make all
To
your
be honest,
history.
I don't think a week is long enough to do the kind of show I want to do.
Well, I agree.
So,
it's crazy,
I
man.
have a piece of advice for you though.
It's a lot of work.
Find an Australian man,
Yeah.
put him in front of a microphone.
Any accent like
Because Australian, and all you Australian men out there, you know this. You sound so good. You sound so good.
that? It's good weird.
It's true. It's true.
How to speak Australian. Shaq.
Foster's.
Yeah, I just know Foster's commercials.
Australian for beer.
Yeah.
But come on, that's like,
That's a great way to.
because right now you're voicing it yourself and people don't like your
Yeah,
voice.
it's a little different, I guess. I'm trying to bring my.
I don't have a problem with your
Old
voice,
school.
dude. I don't know what the fuck their problem is.
I don't know, man.
I hate it. You,
You know-
sound like a gay child.
31 years later, I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, exactly. A lot of viewers seem to think that I'm still in my tweens. I'm not old enough to be speaking on the history of these games.
Well, we've weathered.
twin.
We have all we've all
all
weathered
delved.
our share of flame. I don't really know what to say to it other than you can't. Haters be hating, and you can't really win. I told you this earlier. You can't win until you truly have zinned yourself into a state of you don't care.
There's a meter, and your meter should be on 0 fucks all the time, which isn't to say that people are like, oh,
And
they don't
there
read
should be
comments or-
a third out of body
Zero fucks.
self that is observing and
Right.
assimilating possibly useful information out of that shit.
Exactly.
You don't want to just turn a
No.
blind eye.
0 fucks doesn't mean you don't take constructive criticism, you don't listen to the viewers, you don't. But there is your own level. For me, real quick, I will do my brief transition into giving 0 fucks and what it means to me. For a long time, I mean, you like you said, you are taking nuclear heat, and I give you credit for that because that is insanity, man. Some of the stuff you've taken, I've dealt with my own share of that a little bit.
I
since
wish
moving
we'd
to-
printed out some of the comments. So
There's some good. Oh yeah, there were some good ones.
I didn't mean
And,
to laugh, but it was
Sure.
fucking funny.
Yeah, and so I've dealt with the thing, and I was at home. You give me some good advice on it. I was at home one day, fuming over a couple different comments that I had read earlier in the day, and I realized at one point I was like, for who, for what, why am I doing this? I am not only am I reading these comments and then letting them, ones that aren't even like constructive criticism, they're just like you're a whatever, and I was sitting there, and it was like all of a sudden a switch turned in my head, and I was like, I'm reading these comments, I'm letting people. I'm getting upset about it, and then I'm letting it ruin my entire fucking night,
man.
my week.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why? I don't
do it.
care. There's zero reason to focus on that stuff, and it flipped, and it is the most freeing thing in the world. And
That's
you're gonna
exactly,
get there.
that's
You're
exactly
gonna get
where my
there.
head was at
You're gonna get
Monday
there.
night. Monday's my new air
Yeah.
date. It's the day the show airs. And I was
Yeah.
particularly proud of this last episode because I had managed to work closely with the developer Brian Provinciano in getting his story. The most detailed depiction of that story on the internet to
Yeah.
date. I can definitively say that because he will tell you that. And, despite a little editing snafu that managed to make it through our QC process, it turned out to be a really cool episode. And, I was kind of hoping that it had proved to the audience who had been dissatisfied with the previous 2 episodes after the new year that no, we're gonna go deep. We're still gonna do it the way you want it. It's gonna be presented a little different. We need to shake up the style a little bit, but the information's
fresh.
there. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You're coming to learn some history.
Coming out of like some of the more traditional production and into YouTube, I thought it's a great challenge because you have to control your balance.
Yeah, such a
on
balance.
the how far up your ass do you let the instant feedback go and work you like a puppet, and how far down these 0 fucks, and it's neither of those is right. It's somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
and you can see on YouTube there's people on either end, and there's people that successfully navigate the middle. But we're pretty much out of time. So 2 seconds. What are you playing?
I'm playing Crisis 3 Beta on PC and League of Legends.
I'm playing Crisis 3. And I'm still playing FTL, so fuck,
And
fuck
Blacklight
the
too, right?
police.
Oh, actually, maybe
Well,
not.
no, I haven't
I didn't mean to
played
force you
Blacklight
into
in a
that. I
while.
just thought you were.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
just a big assumption.
I don't think it's a
Are you
big
saying
assumption.
something?
Real quick, I just got to point out because you guys have been playing Sniper Elite.
Oh yeah, what am I
Don't
talking
forget.
about?
Yeah.
We've been playing this shit.
Dude,
Sniper
we're
Elite.
bringing
Thank
it
you.
back.
I love Sniper.
Oh,
God.
wow. We've got Sniper Elite, like a 3-parter going up right now. There's a couple up and then one coming up next week.
I love when APL sees a Nazi because your reaction every time is,
Yeah, he does like
gasp
the,
for air.
he
I
does like
always,
the
I always
chimpanzee.
freak out, man. I don't want to fuck it up for the team. I start throwing my feces around in the office.
All right, this is the now officially probably the longest episode of all time, so we're
All right.
wrap this
Yep,
thing
yep,
up.
You guys rock. Thanks for coming down. Yeah, fuck the haters, Lockie. You gotta ride that shit out. Ride that like fucking Kurt Russell in Escape from Los Angeles on the tidal wave through the,
Jump in the back
city
of the car.
streets or whatever. God, that movie sucked. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Shut the fuck up. See you next time.